So I'm sure everybody has heard. Uh, we got some elections that occurred in this past week, um, and just to review for everybody, New York was a hell of a good election for us. I mean, for us on the left, those who care about social justice, economic justice, um, you know, socioeconomic justice, care about classism and all of that, and ending that, and all that good stuff, right? And so let's review. So in New York's 14th district, we got the OG, the head honcho, the boss, the most awesome Congresswoman, AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I should have pronounced that better. I'm sorry, AOC. And she went against a primary opponent. Let's just say she was literally a Republican in Democratic clothing. She lived in Trump Tower until just 6 months ago, or 7, whatever it is. Actually 6. And she was paying $15,000 a month. She was a Republican until 2015. And, she didn't know how to be a Democrat. How can you when you've only been a Democrat for like 5 years? I mean, you can't, especially when you're bought by big money interests. Anyway, so Democrats thought they could plant her as the hope for the establishment to beat AOC and get her out of power. Let's go. Come on. Yeah. Oh, you dumbasses. They lost, man. Listen, AOC, from the current numbers that I got right now, let's take a look here. All right, so AOC had about 72% of the vote. Think about that. Think about it. 72% of the vote. And Michelle Caruso Cabrera, MCC as she's been called, she got like 36% of the vote. You think that she's going to come back from that? Now, I'll get into all that in a second, but okay, so AOC won, right? And that just proves the left isn't, they aren't lunatics. They actually do have good policies. And look, people in New York said, like, yeah, we freaking love AOC because of her policies. And she's not bought. All right, so how about New York's 16th district? So Jamal Bowman, high school principal of 20 years. He had one of the best schools in New York. I think it was like top 10. He is pretty much running against Eliot Engel. He's a congressman from New York. He's 73 years old, so he's a freaking dinosaur. I don't know. That's just what dinosaurs sound like to me. So he was running against him. This guy's about to be a 32-year incumbent, which basically means, for anyone who doesn't follow politics, it's you serve 16 terms. So 2-year terms, 2 times 16, well, that's 32. And he's pro-Israel government, and Israel is imprisoning Palestinians and trying to take over land that has been designated to the Palestinians. And they've taken over about 80% of the land and left over 20% to the Palestinians, and then they're going to try and kill the Palestinians off, leave them homeless, and take over that land and turn it into tourist attractions and areas and all that. And so he supports that. And so he had all the big money interest, all of them. Wall Street, the big banks, big pharma, the health insurance corporations, the defense contractors, the people who make the planes, the tanks, the bombs, the missiles, the guns, the bullets, all of those that go to the troops in war, right? So he gets money from them. He got defeated by Jamal Bowman. Jamal Bowman got like 61 to 62% of the vote. And just like the last race I said, Eliot Engel got like, I don't know, 36% of the vote. So, again, this is saying that the left does have A lot of leverage here. They're basically saying in New York, we love these policies. This is what we want. How about New York's 17th district? You got Mondaire Jones, who ran against like 8 or 7 other establishment hacks and goons. And for those who don't know what establishment, versus non-establishment means, it means when you're in a system for too long. Like, think about the cops, right? It's like the police establishment. You got the police union, you got the lawyers, you got the police chiefs, the captains, the lieutenants. All of it is an establishment. And essentially what it is when you've been there too long and you believe in a certain belief, right? You have certain things that go against what average normal people want. You could think of it as the status quo, right? And so he had all those candidates running with him. Nita Lowey is pretty much retiring, and so it was an open primary, and he had a bunch of centrists, and centrist also means establishment. So he had one guy, he's a his dad's a billionaire because he funded Regeneron, which is a pharmaceutical company. Those are the ones who make all the drugs that cost like $700, and grandmas and grandpas all over the freaking country are having to decide whether to pay rent or pay the guy's medicine that he makes, right? To save their life, by the way. Anyway, so he has him running. He spent $4.7 million. 3.7 out of his own pocket. I think it's 4.5 or something. It doesn't really matter. 5, 7, doesn't matter. So he pretty much beat him. All of them. How about Virginia? Qasim Rashid in Virginia's 1st district. Qasim Rashid has been involved in the Muslim community, making sure that there could be peace and love between all Muslims and between all people, and all of that. He also won. Qasim Rashid won in Virginia. Believes in all the left policies as well. So not only good on foreign policy, but good on all the left policies. And now, before I get to the Kentucky one, I just want to say, guys, a lot of these are not set in stone. Actually, all of them, most of them, because we still got mail-in ballots to go through, and states and counties are counting them. But guys, you think that Elliot Engel, who lost 62 to 36, is going to beat? I mean, there's a chance maybe that the mail-in ballots, people who sent votes over mail, their ballots, which is what you put your vote on, they could switch it up. But I don't think so. I think Elliot Engel is gone. So Jamal Bowman's going to be a congressman. Now you got AOC. There's no way that's going to change. I can bet my bottom dollar on it, and there's already a bottom, so it's not a lot. I know most of my friends are like, yeah, me too, man. Walter, I'm sorry, not Walter. I was going to say the vice president. I always want to say the former vice president from the 70s, Walter Mondale, but it's not. Mondaire Jones, he's still, they're still counting those ballots, but again, I don't really think he's going to lose. Now, Qasim Rashid, I think that's sticking. Now, let's go to Kentucky. So in Kentucky, you got Mitch McConnell.
Talks like this. I'm Mitch McConnell, and I'm for the president. I think, the left is lunatics. I'm not going to put anything to vote. I got to tell you.
If you are wondering what the hell that was my Mitch McConnell impression. Go look it up. Just look up Mitch McConnell. Like Mitch McConnell talking or something like that. And like you'll figure out like he actually sounds like that. So he's running again. He's up for re-election. And the Democrats, Chuck Schumer, the DSCC, which is the Democratic Senate Campaign Committee. I'm pretty sure I got the name right, but otherwise DSCC. They picked another one of these pro-Trump people. They picked literally a Democrat, so-called Democrat, who said that she would be a pro-Trump Democrat and that Mitch McConnell is just getting in Trump's way and he's not doing much for him. What a stupid ass thing to say. You're going to put a Republican against a person who acts like a Republican, but it's actually a Democrat? If I was a Republican, I'd just vote for Mitch McConnell. That's like putting two ice cream shops next to each other. Like, I mean, I know people do that, but still, really, you're going to put Baskin Robbins right next to Cold Stone? Like, no. You're gonna put a Cold Stone inside of a Ben & Jerry's? Are you kidding? Ben & Jerry's is better, though. It's so good. So, anyway, enough of her. Oh, God. Whew. Okay. All right. You got Charles Booker. He's a progressive. He's on the left. He's a young, awesome, for the people, of the people, by the people kind of guy, African-American. That really shouldn't matter, but I guess it has to in these days. And he believes in all the left policies too. So let me go over his policies. Legalize marijuana. There you go. Get money out of politics. Ding. Coronavirus relief. Awesome. Medicare for all. Green New Deal. Universal college. Universal student debt forgiveness. Universal medical debt forgiveness. All these things that Bernie Sanders supports. AOC supports. Jamal Bowman supports. All of them. And right now, he's got a 45.1 lead from the numbers I'm seeing right now. And Amy McGrath, the lady who's running against him, has a 40.2, is at 40.2. So he's leading right now, guys. And this is just with 12% of precincts reporting. That's all the counties or the places that you go vote. And so she spent $41 million. $41 million. That's a lot of money compared to him who barely, he didn't even hit, I think, what was it? 700,000 or 800,000. No, so whatever it was, 6, 7, I don't know. But come on, $41 million. And she had all the money coming from outside the state. Most of it. Wall Street, big pharma, real estate corporations, all those usual suspects, health insurance companies, defense contractors, fossil fuel executives, all of these. So she's definitely not going to go for the Green New Deal. Doesn't believe in climate change for sure. Amy McGrath also said that she would have voted for Justice Kavanaugh. Justice Brett Kavanaugh. And then she got a lot of backlash. And she was like, wait, I'm in the race? Oh, shit. Oh, shoot, man. Yeah, no, I wouldn't have done it. Please, don't believe me. So he's running against her. Now, these ballots could change. I mean, people's mail-in ballots could flip it. She was leading by 10. It was like 45 to 46 to like 30-something for him, for Charles Booker. The fact that he overcame a 10-point lead. Guys, if he wins, I know it's going to be an uphill battle, but that means he could take on Mitch McConnell. And Mitch McConnell could argue against keeping elderly people on Social Security so that they don't hit poverty. He can argue against Medicare for all and allowing 68,000 people to die every year because they don't have health care, and 500,000 people a year go bankrupt because they don't have health care. Just think of that. That would be an awesome race. He could beat him. So all of these races are happening. They happened, and they say we're going to find out on June 30th. And June 30th, we got Andrew Romanoff, who's running in Colorado. He's another one of these awesome progressives, who's one of the biggest fighters for climate change. And then you got him against one of these like Elliot Engel type things, and Amy McGrath, who's John Hickenlooper, white ass name. Sorry for all my white friends. I'm just saying that is a very white name. And so guys, please donate to all of these candidates. All of these. You want real change? You're not going to get it with Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Steny Hoyer, Elliot Engel, any of the other centrists running in New York 17 with Mondaire Jones. You're not going to get it with Amy McGrath or Mitch McConnell. So anyway, that's the state of all the elections that happened last week.